Okay, we're having a pretty good day here today. So what we're doing on Mike's Growler Jeep is we are installing some rock lights, and basically we're setting it up where you got a nice cube light aiming down inside his wheel well on his suspension, or if you had to do a repair, and then we've got rock lights aiming downward. So we're setting up two in that location, and then over there'll be a similar setup on his driver's side wheel well. And then we're gonna run the cables. We're using 18-2 tray cable in the cab on this side over into the wheel well of the driver's side, where Mike has two blocks, one for the negative for the ground, and the other one is on the switch leg off of the switch. And I'll show you that in another video when we terminate it. So that's how we're doing the back. Okay, then when we look at the front, Mike has some unique framework and suspension. So you can see we got a cube light right there, and we're gonna parallel a rock light, which will be down underneath here. He's got some nice flat spots where we're gonna mount a down light. You can actually see it right there to the right of the screen. You'll see some flat steel. We're gonna have down light right there, another LED light aiming down. Then those cables will, on the passenger side, will come up along the firewall. They'll follow the firewall, and then we've got a nice rubber grommet over here on this side that goes through the firewall into the wheel well on the driver's side, and that's where the connections will be made. So in this case, we've got 8 different rock lights, but we're gonna have 4 home run cables that extend back. They'll be labeled so he knows which cable goes to what lights, and then we'll terminate it. Okay, just to get a look on what we're doing. So these rock lights picked them up at Amazon. I've used them on my Jeep for almost 5 years now without one of them failing. And it gives you a couple different bolt sizes, and we chose to drill and tap right here. And then the cable comes out the back, and that'll go up to the cube light in the wheel well. You can see it right there. And then there'll be one home run that comes across the firewall and goes into the wheel well of the driver's side, where we're going to tie all the load wires up to the switch leg.
I'm gonna follow up on this. I'm like, you never heard anything. Now it's been like 5 years since it aired on TV. There was never any national news story about whatever happened with us. It did happen in South America, supposedly. So
I think so. I think it'll be fine.
all right, so that one's mounted.
So the cable comes up behind this frame. We're using his framework, and we get the cable following the inside where it's free from damage. And then there'll be a splice right here. And then we have the home run cable. So we'll have a splice right here, and we'll tuck that all up nice, and then that'll continue around the firewall. Do the same thing on the driver's side, and then we'll poke those 2 home run feeds through the firewall into the wheel well, and then we can tie that side in. So it's going extremely well. And then I'm gonna come under here. You can just see how nice the lights are drilled and tapped right here, aiming straight down. And then you have another one right there, and then with a cube light up in the wheel well for the front. Okay, here is a look at the driver's side. You can see the cube light, and then that is paralleled up. A cable is run down behind this frame, and then it catches this wire harness. And the front rock lights are drilled and tapped. There's a good look at the driver's side. So all that's left is to make our terminations in the wheel well where the switch leg is. So you can see some of the wiring across the firewall to that feeds over to the passenger side. And then the home runs that go to the rear of the Jeep were all done inside the cab. So there's very little cable underneath the Jeep exposed to the elements. It's all inside. Okay, so we're in the floorboard right here, and basically we've got 4 different feed cables that go to the various rock lights under the Jeep. And then Mike has a couple terminal posts, one for the grounds in here, and then one is the return off the switch that would turn the rock lights on. So we're just prepping all the cables. We're gonna put ring tongue terminals on them and then tie them in, and we should be able to test these rock lights pretty soon. All right, so we are making some headway here. We got all the cables run, and now it's just a question of tying in the plus and minus and feeding all these rock lights. Then we'll turn some of the lights off and test everything out and see how we did. So
Yeah, we're not gonna bore you with that detail, right? But the
No.
junction boxes are on the inside of this
Yeah.
panel inside. You wouldn't see them anyway.
no, you wouldn't see them, but so far it's gone pretty good. Mike and Colin did a nice layout for designing where to put them. He's pleased with them. In the end, he's got some big spotlights as well as 4 flat LED down lights that'll shine down and help the spotter out. So that's where we are today. All right, so we're looking at rock lights on and the wheel wells. Hey, the job wasn't without its challenges, but all in all, I think it went pretty well. So we just added a total of 8 rock lights. Looking at the front right now. Underneath, very good, very good. Excellent. Nice job. There he is right there,
Yeah.
man. We're gonna get him a Connecticut electrical license after today.
Right.